Hello, beautiful one. So, how can we connect with our teams of light? How can we connect in with the beings of higher dimensional spaces that are actually assisting us? And they are. And many of you may already have experienced this to some extent, and you may have techniques that worked beautifully for you. I'm going to share my understanding and perception of that which I have experienced. So many of you have seen my videos where we actually have ability to see these beautiful beings of light in many different shapes and forms of travel, we'll say. Whether we see them in an orb sphere form that is small, or I've had some of the videos, the sphere be as big as about 2.5 feet in diameter. And sometimes we'll see them as a flash of light, like a long pillar of light. Sometimes the orbs will be flashing and they'll be iridescent in color. Sometimes gold flutter. You'll actually see wings. I've had that a couple times now. And these are beautiful beings of light from higher dimensional spaces that we are beginning to, and especially in this work that I'm here to facilitate for humanity, we are beginning to be able to catch these glimpses and these views of these beautiful beings. They want humanity to know the light is here and that humanity is the light. They just want humanity to be given the opportunity to remember who they are. And in remembering who one is anchoring in to their wholeness, their 0 point, their essence, their origin of that which they come from. So Source, God, Creator, Great Spirit. We have in humanity placed many, many names upon this and many ideas of beliefs, teachings on what that is. And in my humble opinion, it's the space of the nothingness of everything, and that it is divine consciousness and ever expanding consciousness. And that space of God, Source, is then expanding through all of the various pieces of itself. And I and you are pieces of that consciousness, that God space. And as we experience this creation that we as creators are making for our own life, our self, our experience here, and we expand through wisdom and knowledge and understanding through these spaces we experience, that ripples all the way back, vibrates all the way back, and God expands. So it's all connected. We're all connected. We're never separate. And in between even our now space and the space of what we come from, Source God, there are all these different dimensional, vibrational spaces of light, of higher light. And so as we expand consciously, we kind of tap in a little bit more, a little bit higher, closer to that space of that which we originate from. And in those spaces are other beautiful beings, just like you, just like me, who are also experiencing that particular now, that particular life that they're in. And many of them, their life is either part or fully to assist others in other spaces. And in many ways, we can even be connected, as in it can be a version of us that is in that now space, coming back into this now space through our meditative time, our sleep time, just being able to begin to hear more and more in every moment of our life, a version of ourselves from a higher space speaking. And even above that, we can hear God, the source of all these spaces, speaking and guiding. And so it's all connected. And because we've lived many other spaces and lives as our soul has evolved, grown, expanded, we can remember spaces of ourselves as well that hold great wisdom and understandings for the experience that part of us had at that space of our now. And quantum is the understanding that it's all of those spaces of you are you. And this is your now version. And this is the space that is asking you for your full attention. Although we love to learn about all these other spaces of ourselves and our teams and the whole picture. And that is important, and it allows us to bring and anchor in our wholeness to this version of ourselves. But this now is the now that is holding the most beneficial spaces for you, truly. Navigating the experiences and gaining wisdom from what they bring is the core of expansion, of conscious expansion. So connecting with these beautiful beings that are assisting you, for me, first and foremost, contemplating that concept that I just laid out is the key. Because when you contemplate that concept with me, you think about it, right? You ponder it. You drive down the road thinking about it. You're sitting in your home reading a book, and you pause for a moment and you think about it. You daydream in nature and you think about it. The more you allow yourself to really align and connect with that space, the more that space becomes a reality line that anchors. So what does that mean? What you focus on expands. So if you focus on feeling separate and feeling alone, you will experience more spaces where you feel separate and alone. But if you focus on the fact that you are a piece of the original source light experiencing this now, and that you are a creator being and you have a team of light supporting you, whether that be angels in your spiritual, connective, quantum space, star beings, past loved ones, all of the above, something totally different. That's your choice. You are the creator of your now. And those are names and titles that we learn based on where we live on the planet as we're raised. So someone who was raised in a space where it was very common to have the concept of angels watching over them, they will grow up with that, and that will be a reality of their quantum connection and their light team. And someone who was raised in a space where maybe it was more of a science-based space, but they understood energy, like even Joe Dispenza's work, wonderful teacher. You can find his stuff on YouTube as well, Dr. Joe Dispenza. I studied with him in person at one of his workshops, and it was incredibly beautiful and expansive space. But he teaches from more of a science-based, everything is energy, and you are energy, and you are a creator of your now based on learning that energy has a vibration, and you can change any experience because you change the vibration. And it's true, and that's what I teach as well. But he doesn't teach it from a spiritual standpoint. At least when I worked with him, he didn't. I don't think he's changed it very much. But he has been interviewed over the last several years, and he has had miracle healings in his meditative training sessions. And he's also experienced, he himself, seeing like sacred geometry that isn't physical, but like we see the lights in my videos. I can't see them with my eyes, my physical eyes, when I create those videos. I have to watch the video back, and then I catch them in the video. It's incredible. But he also was seeing beautiful beings of light, very, very tall, benevolent beings showing up in some of his workshops. Now, again, he's not seeing them like we see the physical body, okay? He's picking it up with his inner knowing. So the point is that is a science-based view, and it's connecting into beings of light. Star beings can be named if you want. He just calls them benevolent beings. Then we have individuals who do study and believe and have been taught to that you can connect with star beings. And you can. You can connect with angels. You can. I have. Your higher self. You can. I have. Past loved ones, you can. I have. So this is such a vast space, the quantum and the quantum you. And so I don't choose to put a lid on this box, because I think it is a box that is unlittable. And so how to connect with them, first and foremost, is connecting into the understanding that you can. and that you are in some way, and it is ever expanding, that ability, right? So once you tap into that, now you are creating that reality line for your now. You're accepting and, in a sense, claiming that reality line for your life, which is that you believe, and once you believe, that's what you see. You believe that you can connect with your team, that you believe you are light, that you believe you are more than this now, and that you believe you are connected to this incredibly beautiful higher dimensional spaces that align all the way back to source. And in essence, source is within you, but we see things in a sense of line, of time, of past and present, when this is a quantum concept. So there's a lot going on in this discussion. But when you are connecting in, first and foremost, the belief is everything. And then as you nurture that belief by spending time in meditation, in having an energy session, you can do this for yourself. You can do this all alone. I have videos on my channel that if you wanted to listen to them and go in or watch my energy sessions, I have those to assist you, and you can do that on your own. You can also join other spaces of connection, like I hold group sessions. Once a month I have a group energy session. Usually do it on the full moon or right around the full moon. And I just had feedback from a beautiful sister of light who participated in one I just held, and she was able to see her light team for the first time. So that was incredibly beautiful feedback to receive. And she has been working on the connectiveness of her wholeness, right? To understand you are a piece of God in this now. You are that light, and you are a powerful creator. And the more you allow yourself to really connect with that, you are feeding it energetically as an alignment of truth for you. That's how it works. That's how the whole thing works. So then taking time to be still and listen, create space where they can speak. And one of my favorite spaces is waking up just a bit early. It can even be 15 minutes. And then laying there and going back to sleep. But I don't go fully back to sleep. It's almost like a very deep meditative state. And in that space, I have the most profound experiences, and that's me personally. And then I do have a lot of individuals who will give me feedback from the session work we do together, that they will have profound experiences meeting their teams of light. And what does that look like? What does that mean? It's different for everyone, but it's always a space of feeling completely loved, heard, seen, honored, respected, cared for. It's expansive, and in some spaces it can be a bit, I won't say mind-blowing, but that moment before where you're like, what, right? And then all of a sudden you just are like, this makes total sense. This aligns with I am light. There is so much beauty in the quantum. There is so much beauty in the now. And we are coming into a space where we're owning that and we're tapping into that. So meditation, and again, I have videos on my channel you can use that can help you with this space. I actually have one. The thumbnail is a artwork that my daughter Sid did, where it looks like a girl is breathing out the universe. So if you see that thumbnail, it's a painting with the profile picture, a painting of a girl, and she's breathing out the universe, the stars and the planets. So the universe is within you. So if you see that thumbnail, that is an excellent video you could go to on my page. That would be great for doing work to connect with your team. And you can just put it on, close your eyes, and just lay down or sit and relax and just follow the video. I guide you through. It's not heavily guided, so it allows a lot more space for you to connect in and do what you feel to do with your team. I do have some more that are more guided, but that one is a very special one that you could use, that I really feel drawn to share with you now. And if you feel drawn to my work, you may consider doing a group energy transmission session with our group, and or booking a one-on-one session with me. You can go to my website at sacredexpansion.com, and all of my events and all of my services are offered there. But this is an incredible now to be in, and allowing yourself the concept, allowing yourself to contemplate the understanding of who you are, opens everything up, opens everything up. You align via your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. And so once we take the thoughts, the beliefs, and the feelings out of the old programming that says you are only so much, and you are separate, and you are in need of assistance, because in most cases we're told that we're not good enough, and that we're, shameful or guilty, or we need to be forgiven. And we may need to forgive ourselves and others, but that doesn't separate you from God, ever. You are always a part of God. You are never separate. And this is what Christ came to teach, and many others. And it was very much shared in a different way. So I'm here to share it in the way that I, in my humble perception, believe it was to be shared. And that is that you are never separate. Christ said, I am the head and you are the body. There is no separation in that. And Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within you. And that is the I am within. That is the door to your soul, your being. That is light. That is beautiful. That is powerful. And we are shifting into spaces that have a higher vibration in them. So the energy that I walk in, the energy that I experience in my now, is a higher vibration than what I experienced a year ago, maybe even a day ago. I know it is, because we had an incredible session last night, and I showed up at this place I go to get my breakfast every morning, and it was totally different place, and I even ordered something different, and I never order anything different. And the lady that works there, she knows me as a regular, and she said to me, this has been such a different morning. Two of my regulars ordered something they never order, that one of them being me, and she was questioning to make sure that she was getting me the right order. And I had to giggle, because when I end a group session or even a one-on-one, I always say, be consciously aware as you open your physical eyes and come back into this now, because the vibration is different. You're in a different space energetically. And so what I experienced this morning was that different space. And so that was really interesting and fun. So yes, you can connect with your beautiful teams of light, first acknowledging that you have them and you are them in many ways. And you are all, even they are, pieces of God. And we are all waking up in our own space of consciousness, experiencing our nows to become more and more of our truth. Another key factor to being able to connect with your light team is allowing yourself to truly do the inner work that we're here to do. This experience, this now lifeline, right? This now you, whatever you are in this space, whether you're a mom, a young person, college, work, unemployed, family, no family, friends, no friends. It doesn't matter what your story is, where you live on the planet, religious, atheist, it doesn't matter. You're here to experience this space that you're in and expand your consciousness in this space by what you learn from the experiences you're in. And why they are showing up is they are incredibly perfectly designed to be exactly what it will take for you to remember that you are a sovereign being. This is a big one, and here it is showing up in this video, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it in here. You are here to remember you are a sovereign being. You are light. You are a powerful creator. And anything that you see in your life that you don't want to see in your life has a message for you. It's here to remind you, to like shake you into stop the insanity, stop the cycle, stop this program that's running. And sometimes these can be generational, which means it's not even truly just your program, but it's connected further back in your family line, could be way back. And nobody was able to break it yet, but you came in and said, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll clear that line. I'll clear it for all the individuals that have ever had to experience that space. I'll clear it for myself. I'll clear it for those who will come after me, so they won't have to experience that cycle of behavior or experience. And whether that's abuse or a health issue, many are here to clear those spaces for their family lines. This is such a big video. So connecting with your light team, if you're clearing those spaces in your being, and it's inevitable, if you're here to clear for your family, you're going to clear for you first. That's how it works. You clear for you first, you get that inner work going, you get that self-mastery in play, and then all of a sudden, because your being is holding more light, because you've cleared so much out that was dense, because you navigated experiences you've had, you went back in, you understand, you gained the wisdom, you've cleared, you've loved, you've forgiven, you've expanded. Now you can then stand and clear for the line, the ancestors, if that's what you're here to do. But as you do that journey of clearing for you, and you get that space of you really clear, in a sense, again, you're still always experiencing life, so you're still always implementing wisdom and understanding and continuing to clear and transmute and expand. But as soon as you get to that certain space where you've cleared more, it's like you can hear more, you can see more beyond just the physical spaces of limitation of the now moment, but you remember more of who you are. And that is when we reconnect on a deeper level. And I offer actual sessions that help people do this. And I'm working on creating something that I can share in this format as well. But it's a very deep, a very beautiful, sacred space of connection that I offer called the Sacred Heart Reconnection. And some of you may have already experienced that with me. I have never offered that in group format yet, but we may be approaching a space where that will happen. I have to follow my inner knowing. But it's a very sacred space of reconnection. But what I am teaching you in this video is information that you can apply to doing that type of understanding for yourself. But your being is light, and you are connected to God completely. And when you remember that and you reconnect into that energetically, it floods into this now line, and everything begins to shift and open up into a higher space of vibration. It's like spiritual and science got together. And it's so beautiful and divine and powerful. But clearing those spaces, doing that inner work, making that reconnectiveness, understanding, that is a huge key in connecting with your light team. It offers, it like unlocks the door, it like opens the door, right? But it's almost like before we do the inner work and the clearing and the realignment, the reconnection, it's like we can't find the door. It's like we want to open it, we want to know them, we want to know ourselves better, but we can't find the door. And we're like stuck in this room full of all this dense, maybe you could imagine there was a bunch of people, you're in a room at a party or something, and there's just all these, a gathering, and there's all these people there that are kind of low vibe, dense. You know, you could see one as guilt, and another person's name is shame, and another person's name is fear. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear. They're a big family. And they fill the room, and you're like on the other side of the room, and you're trying to get to the door over here. And you have to work your way through all of these different people. And the way you work through them is you see them, and you acknowledge them, and you deal with it, and you learn the wisdom. And in many cases, it's just understanding that you don't have to be that you are a higher vibrational being of light that got kind of stuck in a cycle, in a program, but you don't have to. You can legitimately just choose to be who you truly are at your core, and drop that label, drop that alignment. That's very possible. Many, many people shift it that way. And some need to do more specific, detailed work. That's okay. There's no judgment. But you work your way through the room, through all those spaces of density, those experiences, right? Those feelings, and you make it to the door. And then knock and it shall be open unto you. When you knock on that door and you are looking for you're looking for your higher versions, you're looking for your wholeness, you're looking for your sacred connection to God, to your 0 point, to the space in which you originated. Yes, you knock and it shall be open unto you. Your team will answer, you will answer, God will answer. So that's part of it as well. I just needed to add that in. And meditation is a great way to connect. Waking up a little early and just laying there in bed and allowing yourself just to go back in a little bit. That's a powerful way to connect. Having an energy session or a group session, one-on-one session, whatever you feel called to, powerful ways to connect. But you are always connected. So it's just a matter of tapping in to that, dialing in to that space, and just allowing that connective space to expand. So every time that you go to dial in, it becomes faster, quicker, easier. And before you know it, you're no longer dialing in. You are that space. You are that connection. You are being that. When I'm with you, my whole team is with you. I'm never separate. I don't live different lives. My life is my wholeness. So I leave this for you here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think it might benefit someone else, you know someone who might enjoy this this conversation, then hit the arrow and share it, please. I would be so grateful. And if you don't already subscribe to my channel, please hit subscribe. If you'd like to get notifications when my videos release, you can hit the bell, and that'll let you get a notification that A.L. Garris has released a new video. And A.L. Garris, I am truly honored to walk with you. So deeply honored to walk with you. You're an incredibly beautiful light, and you are remembering more and more who you are. And I'm just here to cheer you on and tell you that you are loved, and you are powerful, and you are divine. Unending blessings upon you, Holy One. Unending.